You're in the zone. Even you can't believe how productive you've been. Your memo is finished, your inbox is under control, and you're feeling sharper than you have in a decade. Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. You head home jamming to the music, with your work-issued brain-sensing earbuds still in. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
You enhance the brain when you make the human body full of sensors. These sensors are capable of collecting data. So these are new, exciting technologies. Miguel Nicolelis has been doing amazing work about reading the brain signals, basically allowing people to control mechanical arms through them understanding how the brain thinks. So this is all data collection. There is even like devices that can collect what you're seeing, measuring your feelings either through facial recognition devices, micro muscle movements, and so on. These data is going to be stored somewhere. So it might be in a cloud service. What will be this cloud service? Where is the servers being located? We become, therefore, sensors. So when you meet a new person and you shake hands, will we have to sign like a privacy notice to talk with that person? Like the person will say, so this is my terms of use, so you have to click this button before we start talking, because everything that we'll be talking will be recorded and so on. Because when the human brain and like the human body becomes full of sensors, data is being collected. Because if your drone is the size of an insect and it can come through the sewage system and basically inject poison in a person and commit murder and then disappear into the sewage system again, what are you going to do about that?
Even though it doesn't have any electrodes in my brain, it feels like it knows how I feel today, it knows how I think today.
Hacking the human brain.
Something in my brain in the next 10 years, maybe a chip in my brain that every time I
That's what Elon Musk would like to do.
Yeah. And if you go to the DARPA website, it is quite transparent about these new technologies that it's working on. I think, of course, that the frameworks, that there can't be complete transparency by nature of the military context.
Like a Fitbit and this stuff that collects your health data might end up being used for the development of new treatments, drugs, and so on.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
Transforming medicine and redefining life as we know it and humans as we know them today.
We're developing the foundational tools and knowledge in order to be able to engineer our biological systems, right? The most sophisticated technology on the planet to be able to do new and useful things, including potentially reconstituting life itself. Can we re-engineer our immune system to now be able to precisely go after cancers? But also, how can we open up new interfaces with our body, not only in the brain, but also in the gut?
You have all the information about how the person's heart, lungs, livers work. You can know what's going to happen to them. There are some ideas around that. That has an impact on insurance, that has an impact on social connects, it has an impact on your employment. Somebody can look up your CV and find the data and say, like, I don't think you're going to be around for the next 3 years, so I'm not giving you a job.
The biggest challenge for us was when we went to the FDA and regulators, there was a big question around, okay, this has never been done before. How can AI automatically dose a patient? When there was a level of accuracy issue and we felt that a clinical oversight is needed, we had a clinical oversight.
Okay, so you still need the humans, right?
We needed the humans 5% of the times.
Oh gosh, okay.
We needed the humans.
We will not talk about the 95%, but let's take some.
Wearable brain sensors are coming. We don't have very good brain data sets right now, particularly of healthy individuals with continuous monitoring over time. How many of you will willingly share your data? Your brain data, continuous monitoring of your brain. Okay, you didn't ask me with whom. If we can design our world differently, which we can, so that that's not the fear that people have, but there's actually a benefit that they see societally for humanity to share their data, then we'll get these insights. AI will transform and revolutionize healthcare and what it means to be human.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. Yeah. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
Yeah. And offers certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. You know, when you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. And of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises manifold questions on the ethical, but even legal implications. And we have to be prepared for it, and that's what we want to do in Davos next year.
Talk about technology and how the ways it can be deployed, that contribute to growth rather than exacerbate unemployment. How will that implement itself?
It's a big question mark because there is a fear that technology, robots, just to take one.
Yeah, you gain productivity from machines.
Exactly, and it replaces maybe the workforce or jobs faster than we can replace them with new jobs. Not everybody can be a robot polisher and so on, so there will be new jobs.
Definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
In 2007, the Register reported that the Pentagon was developing a parallel to planet Earth with billions of individual nodes to reflect every man, woman, and child on the planet, blurring the lines between reality and artificial reality. It is called the Sentient World Simulation, a neural network with massive computing power.
We're all collectively programming the AI and Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network, like leaves on a big tree.
And we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, a human mass-machine interface, dial it into all the other machines and computers, and have a lifetime model of the world hooked into GPS everything, the Internet of Things, to then be able to predict the future and then be able to control the future.
We have to embody all our data and all our knowledge into a working model. It's like a Noah's Ark, it's like an archive. So the way we're going to do that is to build a kind of Microsoft for the brain, or Google for the brain, where we're going to bring all the information that we have ever accumulated on the brain and bring it, upload it into this environment, organize it, and then we're going to develop algorithms that connect all of this data. We'll be able to start exploring and get inside the brain. You see, today I cannot get inside your brain to see how it works. I can measure it from the outside, but I can't get inside and look at what you see. But with this, you'll be able to step inside a brain and look at how it builds a world. The brain creates, builds a version of the universe and projects this version of the universe like a bubble all around us.
We want to be able to use those parallel universes to compute things that then come back and affect us and answer questions in ours. We want to grab those parallel realities from this abstract space in which they live and crunch them down into this chip.
We can even go further. One of the newest developments is that nanoparticulate matter can be stabilized for distribution. If you're not aware of what nanoparticulate matter is, it's that matter which exists on a scale of 1 × 10⁻⁹. Very, very small. Smaller than a cell. And we can manufacture materials that have discrete properties that can be controlled by virtue of bioengineering and their physical chemistry. To auto-aggregate, to be able to aggregate in particular areas based upon their biological and or chemical sensitivity. But now we go one step further. Most recently, just a few weeks ago, it was announced that you could then aerosolize nanomaterials. And go one step further, I can create small robotic units, controllable robotic units at the nanoscale, and that these too can be aerosolized to create a nanoswarm of biopenetrable materials that you cannot see, that can penetrate all but the most robust biochemical filters, that are able to integrate themselves through a variety of membranes, mucous membranes, and wherever, mouth, nose, ears, eyes, can be then uptaken into the vascular system to create clumping, can affect the vascular system of the brain, or can directly diffuse into the brain space, and these can be weaponized. And they can be done in such a level that their presence is almost impossible to detect, and as such, the attribution becomes exceedingly difficult to demonstrate. How much of this material would I need? Take a look. This is the front of my pen. This amount of nanomaterial, if be able to maintain and sustain with regard to its deliverability and aerosolization, could in fact affect all of you, or based upon where I come from, New York City, all yous. Look at this. Look at this. I'm carrying that material. Would you see it? Would I have to lug a giant weapon into the room? No, I wouldn't. And what if, in fact, I utilized some form of an unmanned aerial device or unmanned ground device as a delivery vehicle? Something like a drone or a bug. Could I do something with that?
Yuval, so nice to meet you.
Pleasure to be here.
So when I was little, I used to think that by the time I died, I could read everything and understand everything. Reading your book, it feels like you sort of have read everything. I'm joking, but what were you looking for?
Some answers. Some answers to really big questions about where humankind is heading towards.
You say that the latest human quest is immortality and divinity. We're all trying to be superhumans. Is that actually happening?
Yes, in places like Silicon Valley, equality is out, but immortality is in. Everybody's talking about immortality. Google has just established 2 or 3 years ago a sub-company called Calico, whose stated aim is to solve the problem of death. We've solved search, now we'll solve death. And they are not the only ones. And basically they are saying death is not some metaphysical phenomenon. We don't have to wait for the second coming of Christ in order to solve it. A couple of geeks in a laboratory can do it.
Are they doing it?
Yeah, they are investing billions in that. Not only them, but all over the world. Basically, there are three ways. You can use biological engineering to change the human body, to speed up natural selection. You can use cyborg engineering, which is combining organic with inorganic parts. And you can create completely inorganic life forms. It will be not only the greatest revolution in history, it will be the greatest revolution in biology ever.
Will we still be human?
Not in the sense that we understand humanity today. We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. In a century or two, either we will destroy ourselves, which I think is less likely. More likely, we'll upgrade ourselves into something which is more different from us than we are different from Neanderthals or from chimpanzees.
So what's the danger? You say that we could end up merging with computers and we could almost become useless. Humans could be useless.
Well, one danger is that, especially as artificial intelligence develops, and it develops at a tremendous pace, within our lifetime, billions of humans will be pushed out of the job market because AI, artificial intelligence, will be better in driving cars, diagnosing disease, even writing articles. And then, just as the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century created the urban working class, so in the 21st century will create the useless class. Billions of people who are not just unemployed, but unemployable. And this is a kind of political and social problem that we have never encountered before.
So even scarier than the idea of, talk about the 1%, the superhumans and the rest of us useless people, is the idea that we will just become sort of data processors for the system, for the Internet of all things.
You may keep your secrets from your friends, from your parents, your children, your doctor, even your personal trainer. But it takes real effort to conceal your thoughts from Google. And if that is true today, in future, there may be nowhere to hide. Smart cities will pullulate with sensors, all joined together by the Internet of Things. Bollards communing invisibly with lampposts, so there is always a parking space for your electric car, so that no bin goes unemptied, no street unswept, and the urban environment is as antiseptic as a Zurich pharmacy. But this technology could also be used to keep every citizen under round-the-clock surveillance. A future Alexa will pretend to take orders, but this Alexa will be watching you, clucking her tongue and stamping her foot. In future, voice connectivity will be in every room and almost every object. Your mattress will monitor your nightmares. Your fridge will beep for more cheese. Your front door will sweep wide the moment you approach like some silent butler. Your smart meter will go hustling of its own accord for the cheapest electricity, and every one of them minutely transcribing your every habit in tiny electronic shorthand, stored not in their chips or in their innards, nowhere you can find it, but in some great cloud of data that lowers ever more oppressively over the human race.
We're really taking that leap, us as a company, Bayer, in cell and gene therapy, which to me is one of these examples where really we're going to make a difference, hopefully, moving forward. There's some, ultimately the mRNA vaccines are an example for that cell and gene therapy. I always like to say, if we had surveyed 2 years ago in the public, would you be willing to take gene or cell therapy and inject it into your body, we would have probably had a 95% refusal rate. I think this pandemic has also opened many people's eyes to innovation in the way that was maybe not possible before.
As you say, cardiology, we have now in a clinic a super exciting program when we inject mRNA in people's heart after heart attack to grow back new blood vessels to help revascularize the heart, So it's a bit like science fiction medicine, but that's what is really exciting to me.
But the other side of this is that right now, Moderna, though it has this pipeline, has one commercial product, and that's the Spikevax. That's the actual COVID vaccination. So that's the irony of COVID, is it really has in some ways allowed you to go and develop these other areas because of the revenues that came through the door.
You're 100% right.
I say that's the bad.
Ain't no escape from a deadly fate, and every day there's a million black bodies put away. I'm starting to lose hope. It seems everybody's on dope. Mama told me to leave cause she was broke. Sometimes I choke on the endo, creeping out the window. Alone on my own, I'm a criminal. Got no love from the household. I'm out cold on the street screaming motherfuck peace. I got nothing to lose. There's something to prove. What do I do? Live a thug life, niggas stay true. I wonder when they kill me, is there heaven for a real G? Lord forgive me if you feel me, cause all my life I was dirt broke, with no hope, little skinny motherfucker wanting dope. I hated cutting suckers with my razor blade, but every day it's a struggle to get major pay. Say goodbye to the bad guy, everybody gotta die.
We're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Say goodbye to the bad guy, everybody gotta die.
You don't have the guts to be what you wanna be.
Say goodbye to the bad guy, everybody
you need people like me.
Everybody gotta die, everybody say goodbye to the bad guy.
So you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
The only way to change me is maybe blow my brains out, stuck in the middle of the game to get the pain out. Pray to my God every day, but he don't listen. The poverty bothers me. My mama's working wonders in the kitchen, listen, knocking, they were crying in the bedroom, praying for money, will never get what she be dead.
DJ Mimo.
Am I wrong for wishing I was somewhere else at 13, can't feed myself? Can I blame daddy cause he left me? Wish he would've hugged me too much like him. So my mama don't love me on my own at an early age. I'm getting paid and I'm strapped so I never be afraid. What did I go astray? I'm hanging in the back streets, running with G's and dope fiends where they jack me. Can't turn back, my eyes on the prize. I got nothing to lose, I got nothing to say goodbye to the bad guy. Everybody gotta die.
We're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Say goodbye to the bad guy. Everybody gotta die.
You don't have the guts to be what you wanna be.
Say goodbye to the bad guy. Everybody
you need people like me.
Everybody gotta die. Everybody say goodbye to the bad guy.
So you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy.
Yeah, you know what the fuck this is.
A night from stars, me can claim my own. Me sight deep, horror side flash. Decode the spell, them Babylon crash. Seraphim whisper from realms so black. Me chant a gate, no turning back. You come forth from Chitari line. Me DNA wrap round space and time. Me walk among ruin where Templar pray. My voice is sword, the lyrics slay. Sigil chant, make them tremble. Jesus call, my voice assemble. Golden rhythm, truth reveal. Bloodline cipher, me stamp the seal. Hidden rhyme, me rise unseen. Architect move behind the screen. And I beg crown, me build a throne. Me a night from stars, me can claim my own. Golden dawn, rise me channel the scroll. My tongue will flame, my soul the goal. From Albion mist to galactic plains, my weave my name through astral chains. My voice a wand, my beat a blade. Frequency rise in the tracks I laid. From underground to sky it leap. Secrets awake while masses sleep. Excitata locks, sound the code. Global wave watch, and unfold. Templar gates and Jesuit path. Rhythms reveal the hidden craft. Mirror me now, world take heed. I plant the sigil, I sow the seed. The chant alive, let reality bend. Hyper sigil, begin ascend. Sigil chant, make them tremble. Jesus call, my voice assemble. Golden rhythm, truth reveal. Bloodline cipher, me stamp the seal. Hidden rhyme, me rise unseen. Architect move behind the screen. Me now beg crown, me build the throne. Me a night from stars, me can claim my own. can claim my own.